All right, so today I want to talk about this tweet from Kian Bexty. Now he goes on to say illegal immigrants are still flowing through the Roxham Road. Select individuals seem to be sick and are wearing masks. The RCMP were concerned but brought them in anyway. They will be given gold-plated health care, pushing elderly Canadians down the queue. Not only that, I would say all Canadians. Now, like I say, there's two main things I want to bring up with this, and then I'll leave it there. But firstly, why are we still letting these people in? Like, I thought we're a country of of law and order. Like, the law says if you come into the country illegally, you're kicked out. And number two, we try and stop you. The RCMP are literally like carrying these people's bags, like literally. And it's just a crazy, crazy state of affairs in Canada that where did we get to where this kind of stuff has been normalized? And that's why I say too, when I bring this kind of stuff up with even with people that aren't on the left, a lot of them scoff and like laugh. It's like, where do you get off? Like, it's comes from this belief system comes from this idea that resources are infinite, all cultures are the same, and the only reason you disagree with that is you're racist and you're just a mean person because you don't want to give everyone free stuff. And like I have to mention time and time again, but most people still don't understand it, so I got to keep mentioning it. Resources are finite. We can't just keep printing more and more money anytime there's a problem. We need more money. We can't just keep going into more debt. We can't just keep taxing people more. It won't work in the long term. It's basic math. If you're someone who can't afford to pay your bills, and you just keep using, jacking up your credit card, eventually not going to be able to use your credit card anymore. You're not going to be able to get another credit card anymore, or you're going to pay so much interest that it's going to bury you. And that's what the government's doing. So, not wanting to allow these people in isn't mean or cold hearted or any of that BS. It would be if resources were infinite, which is why it depends, which is why I always say too, the people on the left, they believe that resources are infinite, that we can always just, or people that, not even just people on the left, too, I don't want to just single them out, people that agree with this kind of stuff, they believe that any problem in society we have when it comes to at least the financial side, you can just print more money, you can just go into more debt, you can just tax people more. That's what they believe. And don't tell me that's not what you believe, because if that's not what you believe, then you believe that resources are finite, in which case denying select people resources is perfectly logical and perfectly normal. Um, the other thing I wanted to bring up here too, I guess it's kind of tied into what I just brought up, but why are these people given free health care, given dental care, given all these benefits? And the thing that really bothers me too is I bring this up with people, and they scoff that, oh no, they don't get free health care. Well, how do you think they get by? You telling me that these people, that most of them rather poor people, can afford to pay for their own health care? Like, of course they can't. And it comes back to the same thing. Resources are not infinite. We can't just keep printing more money and, going into more and more debt, which technically they're kind of the same thing, but we can't just keep doing that. And if you do, if you think that I'm wrong, if you're telling yourself, oh, no, you're wrong, I disagree, well, then what you're really saying by default, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this, is that all these solutions can just be solved by just printing more money, by just going into more debt, because that's what you're saying. If the problems can't be solved by just going into more debt, then you agree with me, and you agree that we need to strongly limit the amount of immigrants we let into Canada. We need to strongly limit the amount of health care that's given out, even to citizens, because at the rate we're currently going, we can't even afford the amount of benefits that we're giving out to people. And that's before the 350,000, and that's not even including the illegal ones, immigrants that we're bringing in a year, and in which case probably 80% of those are net negatives, are net drains on society. So for every one of these immigrants, not every one, but every handful of immigrants that we let in, that we bring in, we're just kicking the can more and more down the road. We're just going into more and more debt. Now, the reason why the left and people who support this kind of stuff are supporting it and want it is for two main reasons. Number one, they can't win elections anymore. At least they're having a very tough time doing it. So they need to stack the deck with people who overwhelmingly vote for them. Now, please, please, for the love of God, do not try and debate me on that point, because I literally made a video like a week ago, less than a week ago maybe, completely debunking that idea that, oh no, immigrants from the third world aren't more likely to vote left. Yeah, they are, significantly. I made a video about it. Go check it out. Um, and the other reason being is that they believe that resources are infinite. So the only reason that you'd be against this kind of stuff is because you're a racist, which is why they always accuse people who are against this stuff of being racist, when in reality it's because they understand that resources are finite, that there's only so much that can go around, and you can't just keep going into more and more debt and printing more and more money. Basically, that's as well as I can possibly put it. I needed to make a video about this because there's still so many people that you bring this kind of stuff up and they think that you're like making it up when they're open about it. Like Bill Blair, completely open about it. Justin Trudeau, completely open about it. But yet these people still deny it. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. Um, but anyway, I wanted to make a video about this because with the stuff that's going on nowadays, I don't know why. Why is this a controversial issue? Why? It's like, please tell me why it's a controversial issue. I mean, it is because so many people are just so clueless, and the ones that aren't clueless so greedy to, they want to get their leftist policies rammed through, but they can't because they can't convince enough of the general population to do it, so they got to cheat and stack the deck with immigrants, basically. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. I have my PayPal link in the description. I have an email address for e-transfer. I appreciate any donations, but at the very least, just hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already.